Greetings, citizens! Justiguy has arrived, and we are back with more That Which Binds Us. Link to the Steam page in the description. We are currently on a lovely, actually not really lovely date with Idris and Evalise. Not because they're fighting or anything, but because we're talking about some pretty dark stuff. But let's get back into it. Right now, we're talking about a kid who is one of our good fellows clients. So let's talk. You took on a job without getting all the details? What if the kid was pulling a prank? What if he was dared into asking? You worry too much. No, I'm careful. Besides, I did check it out more before doing anything. He came by a few times, telling me more about himself. Apparently, he was an average student. He had a few friends that would let him sleep over at their houses from time to time. I ran a bit of a check on his parents. One was unemployed and both were drug addicts. Not the best place for a kid, although it probably was not the best place for the kid either. He walks in one day with a black eye, asking to get rid of them all. The kid was clearly unstable and traumatized, so I was worried he might finally snap soon. Of course, I have a few contacts. You called a hit on his parents, naturally. No! I made his parents forget about him. By the time he went home that day, a few people from Child Protection Services just happened to be stopping by. He was taken away and put in a children's home after the social workers were assured by school records that the boy belonged to the parents, despite them saying otherwise. I haven't seen him since then, but I can only hope it was for the best. Wait, so that wasn't the kid the other day? I didn't say I'd talk about him. Oh, come on. Do you really have that many stories about kids? He shrugs it off, content to avoid talking about the boy. Is that himself that he just told us about? Dun dun dun! How about this one then? There was a guy who came in one day who was afraid to break up with his girlfriend because he'd never done it before. So instead, he asked me to make her forget about him. And what? That's it. She forgot about him. Happy end, right? You're terrible at this. The storytelling or the job part? Both, probably. You gotta give the story some flair. Embellish. Fine. After she forgot about him, he came back and visited one day, saying how great his life was or something. As he was leaving, he bumped into a girl coming in. The two started talking and started dating and lived happily ever after. Alright, I got 3 problems with this story. 1, that ending was extremely rushed. I'm not great at endings. 2, there's never been more than 1 client at a time in your store. You're not that popular. Dots. And 3, I watched a TV special with that plot last night. Oh, I watched the same one. He leans back in his chair with a sigh. Well, anyway, that's about as creative as I can get today. Amazing. You know, you should become a writer. A writer, huh? What, a pseudo-fiction one? No one would know the difference. Ha! It'd be my luck that I get turned down by a publisher for being too unrealistic or boring. You've just got to work on your presentation. Let's try with this question. Have you ever run into clients who don't remember you? A couple times. It's a big city, but a small world. They usually don't say anything or acknowledge me since I'm just a stranger, which is fine by me. It'd be even weirder if they did try to talk to me, which none have for obvious reasons. I bet you run into soccer moms all the time. Too many times. I hate going into stores looking over to see someone who's asked to see my manager. That's the stuff of nightmares. Maybe you ought to get better at your job so they won't have to speak to your manager. Maybe they shouldn't ask for things I can't do. Like what? Like validate their expired coupons, like letting them mix and match sale items, like letting their kids mess up the brand new display I just put up. Uh-huh. It sounds downright boring compared to his stories. Well, maybe you won't have to worry about soccer moms for much longer. I don't know how long you think it takes to finish a 4-year degree. You done with your coffee? We should probably leave before any moms spot you. Their coffee really is great. I forgot how good it was. Probably helped that I was hungry too. Yeah, and it tastes even better when it's colder outside. Maybe we could come by again on a cold day. Winter's sure taking its time. Ooh, that was smooth. Maybe. I might be busy then. Busy with what? Work, meetings, the usual. I'll have to check my schedule, talk to my secretary. Maybe I can meet you somewhere. No promises, though. Ha! Alright, I'll call you before then and you can tell me what your secretary says. Going out to eat with this guy a few months from now almost assuredly means I'd be meeting him regularly. Maybe that wouldn't be so bad. Ooh! Are you sure you don't want me to walk you home? There really are too many thugs these days. I'll be fine. Thank you for the coffee. It was no problem. If you ever want to get more, you know where to find me. You know where I'll be. And with that, he walks off. Transition to night. Just a quiet, snowy night. I can't believe how many people wanted to come in right before closing. The holiday rush sure is hell. I look down at my phone. Yep, no taxis in my area. Too many people hogging up cabs. It's just snow. Let me go to a convenience store, go home, and then you guys can take the cab. Oh well, that's money that can go towards eating out one day this week or something. Now that I think about it, I've been eating out and going places a lot more since I met Idris. I'm not exactly a hermit, but it's not very fun to go places by yourself. But now I find myself making excuses to go places just to meet up with him. That's normal, right? It's just been a while since I had a close friend. I adjust the strap on my purse as I walk down the street. The lights here are dimmer than I'd like, but I try not to think about that as I keep walking. Uh-oh! Wait, that building was always here, right? This doesn't really look like the area near my apartment. I make another turn and end up on a somewhat familiar street. I'm about 3 blocks away from his office. How did I get this turned around? Maybe you're not turned around. Gosh, I guess I'll try going back the way I came, if I can remember. At least I would go back that way, if only there wasn't a guy a few yards behind me. He's wearing mostly black, and he's staying mostly out of the limited lighting. I'll just make a block and come back here. Better safe than sorry. There's a bar right here on the corner. I'm sure that's where he's going. Or maybe not. Maybe he's going to the convenience store up ahead. Or he could turn here where I'm turning instead. That's an option too. He really is following me, isn't he? What should I do now? I can't just let him follow me all the way to my house. Maybe I should go in the store. No, they're closed. What if I go down this road? Shit, where'd he go? I was too busy trying to get away from him that I lost track of him. He probably just went on his way and wasn't following me at all. Phew. I take a few more steps until I hear someone step out of an alley right behind me. I turn quick enough to see the man from before lunge at me. Because I turn, my position changes enough to make him misstep, and I'm able to start running away. I give a small yelp, and start running. I've already been turned around too much in this area, so I bolt for the only place I'm sure of. His. I'm barely able to avoid his reach multiple times by ducking and changing direction, but I can tell my luck is running out fast. There's seemingly no one on this street. Of course, I don't know how far my exasperated yells are carrying. I just keep on running. Help! 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 I turn down a side alley up ahead and knock down a garbage can. Oh, Jesus. Instead of climbing over it, he races down the street. I hope he doesn't find a shortcut. The alley comes out onto the same road as Idris' office. I try not to slow down. Please, of all days to be working late, let it be this one. Almost all of the places here are either dark or dimly lit. Could I even go anywhere else? I don't see the man anywhere, but he could run up any second now. Just a few more steps to go. His lights are off! Damn it, don't be locked! I shake the door handle, frantically trying to open it. After a few seconds of failed attempts, I have to steady myself. I try to make my hand stop shaking so much so that I can actually turn the handle, which surprisingly is unlocked, albeit somewhat stuck. I yank open the door and slam it behind me. Bang! In my hurry. This door has a simple turn lock on it. It's the only thing between me and that man, but I'll take it. The door is cool as I rest my forehead against it. I breathe in slowly. My heart is still racing. Of course, that's when I feel a hand on my waist. Shit! Whoa, whoa, whoa. Shouldn't I be the one saying that? Why are you sneaking up on me? Why are you busting down my door? Because I was walking home and I got lost and this guy started chasing me. Chasing you? Yes, that's what I said. He ran down some alleys as I was running and I lost sight of him. He looks at me, unsure. I don't care if you believe me or not. Just let me in for a few minutes. I do, I'm just thinking. The room is silent. All I could hear are car horns off in the distance, and a faint ticking sound coming from his office. There's a dim stream of light coming through the blinds on the door. Idris stares at the door, lost in thought. Alright, for now, he's cut off by a walking nightmare. A figure walks up to the door and covers the light that had been peeking through the blinds. The doorknob slowly turns before reaching the lock. It rattles, attempting to open, but the person realizes it's locked and stops. However, they stay. The figure doesn't leave. I get closer to Idris. I don't believe the figure, who is surely the man from before, can see us in here, but that doesn't stop our quiet stare-off. In the intense silence, I realized Idris never took his hand off my waist from where he startled me. We can't really move. I don't want to know what the man will do if he realizes I really am in here. Almost as an impulse, I reach for my phone, but stop. The man would certainly be able to see the light from it. Unable to move, unable to talk, unable to call, we can only stand there and wait. After a while, the man appears to get closer to the door, trying to peer through the blinds rather than just waiting. The doorknob rattles a few more times. Each time it sounds like he's getting more and more frustrated and tries harder to make the door budge. But once he realizes the door isn't going to open, he walks away. And that, citizens, is where we're going to be leaving things for now. Is he really gone? Will he be coming back? This was freaking intense, holy shit. But we'll have to find out what happens next time, because until then, I'm afraid that this is farewell.